Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're covering a pretty ridiculous video from a YouTube channel called The Score Esports. They typically cover gaming news and esports over there. You know, competitive video gaming. But this week, they decided to get political with a video called Why the OK Hand Sign is Not OK, and Blizzard got it right. You see, last week the gaming company Blizzard made headlines when it reportedly banned people from making the OK hand sign gesture at the Overwatch League venue. And if this seems insane to you, then congratulations. You're a normal person who can recognize that the OK hand sign isn't offensive or racist, like what some people might claim. Really, the OK hand sign has been around for ages. It comes from divers who, while underwater, oftentimes they can't hear their diving partner, so sometimes they use this OK hand sign to say, hey, I'm okay. Everything is fine with my equipment. Then, over the years, the OK sign went on to become a gesture that means okay in place of things for everyday life. It's like a way to say yes, or you agree. Only recently did the gesture become supposedly offensive. In the past few years, specifically when conservatives and Trump supporters started to use it. Convenient. This of course prompted the liberals to claim it was a racist and taboo thing now. According to them, they even came up with a little conspiracy theory that said the OK hand sign signified a W and a P, like the fingers are those letters on their hand. And WP of course stands for white power or white supremacy. In actuality though, this was a joke that some deep online trolls came up with, but the radical leftists and social justice warriors jumped on it right away anyway, seeing a chance to slander conservative opponents like us. It's kind of like how they basically say wearing a red hat is racist now because of Trump's Make America Great Again hats, and they're red and worn by conservatives. And this all really shows how ridiculous and desperate these progressives have become. Regardless, let's finally get to this video from The Score and see what their beta social justice warrior host has to say about all this.
Doing the OK hand gesture is not okay. Blizzard was right to ban it, and I'll explain why.
I really can't stand anyone who says that's not okay, because first of all, it's always SJWs who are trying to ban stuff, thinking they're some kind of thought police out of a 1984-esque novel. And also, why are we even trying to ban words and gestures anyway? As Donald Glover would say in his song, this is America. Let people say and do what they want. As long as no one is getting physically hurt, then I don't see the problem here. What I do see is a bunch of soft, whiny snowflakes who get triggered by words and gestures and colors of hats they don't like. Shit, people are even saying that milk or clouds or frogs are racist now because of the way they're associated with conservatives. Absolutely ridiculous. So I say, instead of trying to ban everything to maybe appease soft left-wingers like this, which will never happen, they'll never fully be satisfied, so really, what we should actually be doing is teaching people to deal with things and toughen up. Basically, if someone giving a hand gesture triggers you, that's on you for being so unhinged, not them.
Over the weekend, Blizzard made headlines for reportedly banning fans at Overwatch League events from making the OK hand gesture after one fan threw one up during an interview with LA Gladiators DPS player Decay. And guess what? Blizzard was right to ban it. I know what you're thinking. It's just a harmless hand sign. Zenyatta does it in one of his win poses. It's a spray in the game. It's nothing. The problem is that it might seem innocuous, but it's been co-opted by people with ties to white supremacist movements.
If you say so, guy. Really, I think edgy kids and teenagers are throwing this sign up more because people are acting like you and reacting like this. It's almost like a semi-Streisand effect here too. The more you try and ban something like this, the more people are going to want to do it, especially kids who play video games like Overwatch. As for this white supremacy nonsense, I have to ask again, like I've said before in many other videos, where are all these white supremacists you're talking about? Because while I hear leftists and SJWs and even biased politicians like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they talk about white supremacy all the time, and I hear you bring this shit up often, but I still have yet to see any real white supremacists out there. If this issue was really legitimate and significant, surely we would have evidence of it happening. There would be people going out in KKK hoods all over the place, and minorities getting abused and beaten by Nazi skinheads. We would have tweets saying whites are supreme, and all kinds of stuff. All of this stuff should be out there, but I have still yet to see any of it. And that's because this white supremacy problem isn't real. White supremacy is just a way for liberals to attack and shame white people, usually conservatives. It's just like how they call all kinds of people racist, sexist, and fascists all the time for no reason. Or it's like how they've warped other words like male or female. It's very similar in the way they've changed those words in order to pander to transgenders and non-binaries or whatever. And the fact of the matter is this. Now, none of these terms mean anything because left-wing nut jobs like this guy in the video, they've misused and overused these terms too much. Now they've lost all meaning. And we've also got a boy who cried wolf situation going on here too, because these SJWs have cried racist and white supremacy so much for no reason without evidence that it's really hard to take them seriously anymore. And one day, maybe, like the boy who cried wolf, one day these people might find an actual racist, but no one will believe them because they've lied and misused the term for so long. So really, if you think about it like that, these people are doing a disservice to these terms, and they're actually helping any real racists or white supremacists who may be out there, because if those people do exist, we are far less likely to believe it, since these claims have been made and been bunk for years and years now.
A group of people on 4chan decided to troll people by flooding Twitter with claims that the hand gesture was actually a white power sign as part of something they called Operation OKKK. Now, this wasn't true at the time and was just intended to mess with people. The problem is, like with all memes, it got completely out of control. Actual white supremacists have decided they like using the hand sign.
Everybody uses the hand sign. It's as common as waving or high-fiving or giving a peace sign or the middle finger. Really, what's going on here is you are still falling for that 4chan prank you researched. And they did their job so effectively, SJW losers like this guy are still falling for it to this day. And also, can I get at least one citation on this claim that white supremacy is using the OK hand sign? Like I said before, for all this talk the left loves to throw around about white supremacy, they have never once delivered any actual evidence. If so many white supremacists were out there and doing this hand sign, you'd think we'd have tons of examples to support that claim, but we don't, because it's not true. Really, these supposed white supremacists are usually just kids trolling online and using the OK sign to trigger SJWs like this guy in the video. And also, admittedly, there's a number of conservatives who have begun to adopt the OK sign too, but it's not because we're racist white supremacists at all. It's because we're doing it to spite you frickin' moron. You're too dense and biased to realize this because you're getting played, dude, and you're getting played by both sides too.
It got so bad that the Anti-Defamation League has stated that while the OK hand gesture isn't exactly a racist hand signal, it has been used by some white supremacists. Now, the ADL also says that context is super important. Like, if I said, that's okay, and then did this, you know that I mean that's okay, and I'm not being a racist. The problem is when you try to hide the gesture.
The ADL is pretty bogus though. And gee, I wonder why this guy in the video is taking the word of this international Jewish organization as it pertains to supposed white supremacy. The host here is named Daniel Rosen after all. Could that possibly be short for Daniel Rosenberg or Rosenstein? Wouldn't really surprise me. It's very common for Jews to be anti-white like this. It's easier for them because they pass as Judeo-Christian white Americans, and then they go on TV and the internet and talk shit about whites like us, as if it's cool because they're coming from one of us, but they're really not. We went over this same kind of thing in another video made by Now This last summer. That video had a white passing guy there saying protecting white culture is stupid and unnecessary, but come to find out, he was Jewish too. So with that said, be careful of these anti-white Jews, guys. They try and trick people and push anti-whiteness all the time, just like what we're seeing again now in today's video.
We've seen plenty of times in history that people who want to keep their beliefs and opinions hidden take up coded language or symbols to hide it from everyone. White supremacists have a ton of these, and it's looking like the OK hand symbol is becoming one of these.
This is another liberal tactic they typically call dog whistling. According to them, they're secret coded language and gestures that their adversaries use to be secret racist or some bullshit. Really, they just can't find any real racists or white supremacists, so they have to make shit up like this and say they are out there, it's just a big secret. It's some kind of underground white supremacy conspiracy or something. This is some real conspiracy theory tinfoil hat level bullshit. Reminds me of the Russia collusion conspiracy actually, the one that just imploded a few weeks back. Basically, what this shows is when liberals don't like you, they will lie and make shit up and pretend you are crooked or corrupt, even when you're really not.
And if you're still doubting me, that guy who killed 50 people at 2 mosques in New Zealand last month flashed the OK hand gesture during his arraignment in court.
Yeah, and he also left the most outrageous and over-the-top manifesto note, saying he was influenced by PewDiePie and Candace Owens of all people. That guy was just a nutjob looking for attention though, but instead of ignoring him and discounting this BS like how we all should, well, this dunce in the Score video is giving that killer exactly what he wanted, attention on the internet. That guy was clearly flashing the OK sign for the same kinds of reasons edgy teens do it in esports. It's because they know it will trigger SJWs like this guy in the video. And look at this guy's face. Look at his serious I'm so concerned look. Please, you're not saving the world, dude. You're not even helping anyone. You're just spreading anti-white racism and pretending there's a bunch of white supremacists in the world when there's really not.
And that's why that Overwatch League fan, the guy who actually flashed that hand gesture in the background, didn't do anything wrong. He didn't know, and actually he tweeted an apology afterwards when he learned the context that it's taken on. But people were mad that Blizzard made the ban.
Mad, but not too surprising. Blizzard is the company who started making its Overwatch characters gay and trans for no reason. They are clearly pandering to SJW, so them banning this OK hand sign isn't a big shocker. I am surprised this guy thought he could get away with all these claims though, without providing any evidence at all. Besides that one New Zealand guy who was clearly flashing the sign to troll. Besides that though, there have been zero other examples of this gesture being associated with racism or white supremacy. He clearly doesn't have any legit white supremacists on record for both their beliefs that whites are better and also using that hand symbol. So why is he even trying? I don't know what it is that makes these SJWs think they can get away with lies like this, but here we are. This is the world we're living in now, in current year, in 2019.
And I guess it's kind of understandable. It feels to them like they're losing their free speech, but I don't actually think that's what's happening here. And listen, I get it. It sucks seeing a thing you like get turned into something racist. You're gonna fight back against it.
It's not becoming racist just because you say it is. Unless you can show me some real racists doing really racist things, and then also connecting that to the OK hand sign, well, otherwise, you got nothing here, bud. You can hate whites and conservatives all you want, but that doesn't make us racist or white supremacists. If anyone's any kind of white anything, it's this guy who's being an anti-white racist. And this OK sign ban is a sign that Blizzard and others are going along with that too. In the end, this guy may deny it, but he actually is in favor of taking away our freedom of speech. A hand gesture may not be literal words, but it is a form of expression. And unless you're expressing violence or a physical threat, I think we should be allowed to say and gesture what we want here in America. Liberals and SJWs don't believe that though. That's why they want to ban things like words and forbid hand gestures and even remove their opponents from websites, social media, and shit. They'll even remove us from our towns or homes. Liberals have gotten so bad, they're taking away people's voices, our freedoms, and even our bank accounts sometimes. And all this adds up to, for me, is they are truly losing the battle and the plot here. They can't win these things in the realm of ideas, discussion, or suggestions for life and policy changes. So what the left-wingers are doing is they're trying to form their own Gestapo, Hitler style, where they try to control entire platforms and the whole conversation. It's some real dystopian future, Hunger Games type authoritarianism, and well, that's where this kind of stuff is going for the left. What do you guys think? Should the OK sign be banned? Is that a violation of our freedom of speech and expression? And what's up with all this talk about white supremacy? Have you guys ever met or seen a white supremacist? Because you would think these SJWs would have better examples than some children playing Overwatch and throwing up OK hand signs. Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.